Hey guys, Ray Smith here at Section8InvestingTips.com. So today what I want to do is I want to do a video on a pre-Section 8 inspection. Now I'm not going to go through the entire brochure. I'm just going to point out the key things that the inspectors in our area look for every time they come out to inspect one of my properties or anybody else's properties. But you guys got to remember, these are just the key things, and this is St. Petersburg, Florida, so it might differ in your areas, but I think the things that I'm going to point out are going to be pretty similar in all areas. So basically, we're going to start right behind you is the front door. This is notorious. They fail everybody for this. You want to make sure, shut the door, lock it, okay? Shut the door and lock it. Make sure that you have no sunlight coming through the door. It's very important that you shut it and lock it so you get a tight fit if they question you. So just make sure, no sunlight, front door. Big problem with everybody failing inspections. Another thing they always check for is check all your windows, all right? Come to a window, pop it open, make sure it stays open. Shut it down, lock it, check all the windows, okay? Obviously make sure all your light fixtures work. Make sure all your plugs work, okay? Another big key thing they always check for, they're walking here, and they'll go straight to the stove, okay? And they'll turn on the stove. Check all the burners, make sure they all work. Check the oven, make sure it bakes, make sure it broils, okay? Fridge, come a little closer, guys. You can see these gaskets, make sure they're tight. Make sure the fridge shuts. They love to nail you on that. Water, turn the water on, make sure check down here, make sure none of the water is coming through the plumbing, okay, very important, they always check these, these are the key items, okay. I'm going to get my little GFI checker right here. This is a GFI checker. Now GFI is going to be the plug located by any water source. What you're going to do is plug it in. As you can see, you get the two light up here, that's a ground and neutral. Red lights up, you got a problem. Click it, it turns off, click it, it turns on. That's an efficient GFI. Now you gotta have them in our area 6 feet from any water source. So I got one here, got one there, and a water source will also be a washer and dryer hookup, which, boom, you got one here, okay? Very important you check those key items, okay? Another big key item are smoke detectors. Make sure they work. Beam, loud. Okay, now when you come into the bathroom, very important, what they do is they'll come up to the toilet, they'll flush it, make sure it works, do all that good stuff, and they'll straddle it like this and they'll shake it. If it's loose, they'll be like, fail. Just tighten the toilet, make sure it's tight. This is, again, these are inspectors in St. Petersburg, Florida, but come here a little closer. And as you can see, make sure you check all your water again, check your sink again. As you can see, you don't want to have any chips or peeling paint inside the tub. Okay, this was completely refinished, so I'm not really worried about that. All right, another key thing is make sure all your bedroom doors, exterior doors, just make sure they shut, make sure they lock, okay? Now when you check all your plugs, very important, and this holds true in St. Pete only, I think, but I don't know about the rest of the country. When you check all your other plugs throughout the house, you don't have to have a ground wire. So if it shows up and it's just a neutral that lights up, that's okay. That's all you need. A lot of these older houses, they don't have ground wires, so they don't give us crap about it in St. Pete. On the exterior part of the property, I'm just going to point out a couple things exterior. As you can see, biggest thing they look for is overgrown bushes, brush, trees. So look over here. As you can see, you don't want anything touching the sides of the house, the fronts of the house, or most importantly, you don't want anything touching the roof. As you can see, we cut off a lot of the trees over here that was touching the roof, but just very important. Another thing here in St. Pete too is that if you have 4 riser steps or you have 3 feet or higher, you got to make sure you have a railing. They always nail you on that. Any holes on the exterior and the walls, make sure you fill them with foam. But over here, a couple other things I'm going to show you real quick. Any crawl spaces, they love to get you for crawl spaces. Just make sure you put a piece of lattice over the top, cover it up, no rodents, okay? And here, breaker box. Come a little closer. If you're missing any of these breakers, just make sure you got fillers to replace them. They will fail you on that, guys. So that's about it. Just wanted to show you guys a couple quick tips on a Section 8 inspection. Again, these are things that I endure every inspection. I'm in pretty good with these inspectors around here, so just make sure whenever you're going to your inspection, just just make sure you go through their booklet very, very thorough. Again, my name is Ray Smith with Section 8InvestingTips.com. See you at the next property.